Welcome to this episode of our program Daily Debate. As usual, we will be discussing important discussions and topics. Today we'll be focusing on two important topics, two important events that took place. The first was the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's meeting with his Palestinian counterpart Mahmoud Abbas, in which the President asserted that the Palestinian cause will always remain in the core of the Egyptian political priorities, where the President asserted that Egypt stands on the cause and its full backing to the Palestinian stances and choices with regard to aspired political settlement. The President also added that Egypt will continue to deploy efforts for the Palestinian people to restore its legitimate rights in accordance with the fundamentals of the international legitimacy. Cairo's firm support to the Palestinian cause, its efforts for the Palestinian people to restore their legitimate rights in accordance with the fundamentals of the international legitimacy, as well as the Egyptian-Palestinian persistence, consultation and coordination with the aim of paving the way for negotiations to restart the stalled peace negotiations would be the focus of our first the focus of our first segment. In our second segment, would be discussing the role of women, particularly in light of Minister of Planning and Economic Development Hala Saeed, that she was named as the best minister in the Arab world by Vice President and Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates and ruler of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who also announced the winners of the Arab Government Excellence Award. The Arab Government Excellence Award aimed at recognizing leading Arab ministers and ministries for their outstanding work in advancing governance and administrative practice in the region. We'll be speaking about the Egyptian role and the Egyptian women role in particular here in Egypt and definitely in the whole region and worldwide. We'll be speaking about that. Before we delve into our discussion, first let's have the top story of the day. And in a press conference held by representatives from both the Egyptian Prosecution General and the Italian Prosecution General, both entities announced that within the framework of mutual judicial cooperation and continuous dialogue between the Egyptian Prosecution Office and the Italian Republican Prosecution over the past few years, each team presented all information over the Italian student Giulio Regini's incident to the other team. Both prosecution concluded in the press conference. First, that Rome's public prosecution announced its intention to end investigation in the incident with their suspicion in 5 personnel affiliated to security systems who dealt individually with no connection to any of the governmental institutions and presented their suspicion according to the